Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Charting Blues. It is Sunday, the 13th of August, and I just wanted to come on and do a quick video. Before we get into today's episode, could you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comment section. In fact, I'd like to know who your man of the match was for yesterday. And before we get into the lineup, in fact, we'll get the lineup now, and the whole day for me was just it felt very surreal. There was just an air of optimism around the ground. In the pubs before the game. Tom Brady, Gary Cook, Tom Wagner, all in the roost. It just felt unreal. There was smiles back on people's faces, and you've only got to look over social media and the way Sky Sports are reporting on it. And if you haven't watched the EFL show, which is on ITV, you can get it on catch up. It's actually done from the Blues ground. It's just, I just couldn't stop smiling when I got back from the game. Just so pleased, and it really does feel like a dawn of a new era, And what I did want to say as well is, if anyone's got that speech they done before kick-off when they had that big circle thing out, I think it was to do with Trevor Francis. They said some words, and honest to God, like, I got a lump in my throat. They was talking about how bad the last 10 years have been, and there's no hope in this stadium, and it kind of gives me a bit of a lump in my throat. But yeah, so it ended Blues 1, Leeds 0, and you couldn't have writ this, you just couldn't have writ it. Last penalty from Djukovic in the last few minutes, just unreal. So we'll get into the lineup quickly. So it's 4-2-3-1. Really pleased that Laird made it fit, and Buchanan as well, as and then Long and Anderson as the two central defenders, Bielik and Sunjic as the two holding midfielders. Then Belly out on that left. Anderson was kind of playing as the 10, and Bakuna out on the right, and Scott Hogan up front. Now, in parts of the game, it kind of morphed into a 4-4-2 with Anderson up there with Hogan. But what was kind of like, what I kind of, and I did say this in my preview, is we can get him down Luke Hale inside Dembele Cannon, and we did see that throughout the game. And a lot of our attacks come from that left hand side. Like we talk about the footballing gods and that, but even down to like yesterday, another player pulled out Luis Sinisterra for Leeds, and it was just written in stars for Blues to win yesterday. It's just unreal. So Ethan Laird again getting man of the match with a 7.8 rating. I called this about 3 weeks ago when I done my tactical breakdown on Ethan Laird, and I did go and say he will be the standout as long as we can keep him fit. He'll be the supporters player of the year, and we've seen it again yesterday. But so Leeds lined up very similar to us, but I just want to talk about Blues really. And what I want to do is just jump straight into this match report. So we'll go on the shots and stuff like that. So the possession stats were Blues had 41% and Leeds had 59%. Our passing accuracy was 70% compared to theirs 80%. You could tell there was a much better football inside, but I think what we brought to the table was grit, determination, and and just this desire, and it just came through. It just came through. So 10 shots to their 7. 7 of our shots coming from open play, 2 from set pieces. And we'll have a look at the 2 set piece shots because they both fell to Kevin Long. And he really should have finished them, to be honest. But, I'm not into, if you look at the right hand side there where it says top performers, the first 5 top performers were all Blues players. Ethan led on 7.8, Dan Sanderson 7.4, Dembele 7.3, Bielik 7.3, and Kevin Long 7.2. And like I say, I just think he's thrown bodies on the line, the tackles. It was just great to see, man. And we'll have a look at some of the strengths and weaknesses. So it goes on to say, Blues' strengths stole the ball often from the opposition, and that's what we're seeing. A lot of tackling, a lot of, we're just not giving them time on the ball, to be honest. And again, here it's got attacked down the left-hand side. And like I mentioned in my preview, I thought that's an area we can kind of exploit with Luke Ayling playing there. And Leeds were poor at finishing. They did play with width and attack down the left-hand side. Total shots, Dan James getting 3, Long getting the Long's 2 there were actually from corners. Should have really finished them. And we'll have a look at the action zones here. So as you can see, the Blues are in the orange here. 43% of our attacks were coming down the left-hand side, 35 on the right-hand side. And, on that left-hand side, obviously, Dembele and Buchanan. I mean, Buchanan was obviously a little bit more of a reserved. Like, he didn't get up the field that much. But when he did, he did affect the game. A lot of our shots coming from the middle as well, sort of like coming from Laird and Dembele cutting inside, and then feeding the likes of Scott Hogan. And Scott Hogan had a couple of good chances as well, to be fair. And there's just like where our shots were taken. 60% of them were in the 18-yard box. Now I just want to have a quick look at the average player positions. So what I did notice, and I noticed it against Swansea, and we can afford to do this now, whereas if you see number 17, that's Dembele's average position, and he can afford to kind of like help Scott Hogan out when you've got Buchanan behind him. And as you can see there, Bielik and Sunjic in the middle, their average positions. Ethan Laird there pushing on in that number 2 there on the right back, kind of overlapping. His touches in the box again, which I've already mentioned. Loves getting forward, and just a real all-round good player. This Ethan Laird is. Okay, there's something else I just quickly want to just touch on. And 1 second. Is this? So we'll have a look at where the shots were coming from. So obviously, like, Blues are in the orange, and if we take all of our shots away, so let's have a look at this Kevin Long one then, because I have watched the highlights as well, and it was from two corner kicks, and as you can see there, both of them coming from, one of them on the 6-yard box, one of them just outside the 6-yard box, coming really close. I'm just really good. It didn't score, to be honest. 2 really good chances. It could have been 3-0. Let's just get rid of these. So look at Bakuna's shots. So 2 shots coming from Bakuna, both from outside the box. So I do remember them, actually. There wasn't too troubling for the goalkeeper, Meslier. Keisha Anderson, his 2 shots coming from inside the area, and that's what I was saying. He's seen his average position was very close to where Scott Hogan's average position was, getting in the box, causing a nuisance. Then Belly managed to get a shot off, which was a long shot, just went quite a bit wide, to be fair. And obviously the Djukovic penalty, and absolute scenes at the end. Absolute scenes. But that's our shot map there. And I just want to have a quick look at the heat maps, because obviously Blues were on the left there, and as you can see on the left hand side, loads of activity for us. That with Dembele, and I just want to have a quick look at Dembele's heat map actually, and just see. Yeah, so as you can see there, it didn't really need to track back and help out the likes of Buchanan, because we was kind of so solid. And I did notice as well that even Sunjic coming back to help Buchanan out on this left hand side. In fact, we'll have a quick look at Sunjic's heat map as well. Yeah, you can see there. Look, if I take Dembele's off, you can see there where even Sunjic has dropped back. To help Buchanan out whilst Dembele is attacking. And right then, so let's have a quick look at a couple of other things what stood out. So dribbles there on this right hand side, Dembele dwarfed everyone, 6 dribbles. Compared to the next one down was Ethan Laird. What I did notice was any Leeds player was trying to get past our defence was just getting had out straight away. And the top performers, like I said, all of them, Blues players. Right, so look at the pass types. So we made a total of 349 passes. Compared to Leeds' 503, and you'd expect Leeds to make more passes, especially under Daniel Farker, a team that's just been relegated from the Premier League. And I did say in my preview, this is a perfect time to play Leeds. Especially with players refusing to play as well. And we capitalised on it. Is the main thing. We capitalised on it. 21 crosses we got in, and this was something I said to my pal actually at the game. The game was screaming out for Djukovic to come on, and I don't know if everyone else agrees with me. It's kind of like when he's getting pressed at the back, and react to it a bit more direct. There was no focal point like a Djukovic kind of to bring it down, and then maybe Anderson or Bakuna, to latch onto it. He was kind of just getting headed out by either Creswell or Pascal Strike. 67 long balls, 261 short passes, which is an improvement on last season, actually. The majority of our balls last season, the season before, were just complete. We're all long balls. So you can see there, out of the 349 passes, 67 were long balls, 261 were short balls, which was really nice to see. And that's something we'll work on as we're going through the season as well, I would have thought. But no, overall, I done my pre-match prediction on the game before, and it was like I said 2-1 to Blues. I did, and I'd like to I think that was more out of positivity. I think if I'd give you my truthful answer, I'd have said a draw. I would have said a draw. So to come away 1-0, and it just felt like on the day, it felt like the whole day, the whole experience. I mean, I was in the Roost before the game, and like that Tom Brady, Gary Cook, and Wagner. They all come from I think they tried to get through the bar, got kind of mobbed, and then they came around the back, and there was just I did actually put the photo of them up on my Twitter account on Chatting Blues. They'd just got in, and then they kind of got mobbed, and now the whole day, man, just felt like just a completely different atmosphere, and I just you j- I don't know about anyone else. Like, we didn't look like losing, and like, just like I said before, the footballing gods were looking down on us, man, and it just, the whole day was unbelievable, man. I'd like to go into a little bit more detail about it as well, but I'm going to be watching some of the football now, some of the Premier League. But no, like I said, I thought I'd come on and do a quick video. As you can see there, Scott Hogan with a 6.1, and he was crying out for Djukovic, and he come on and changed the game, really. All the substitutions, Jordan James on for Bakuna, Bakuna, like, I was a little bit disappointed in Bakuna, from being honest. I was expecting to continue his form, which he picked up against Cheltenham, but he kind of didn't really do it for me. But we're not going to be too harsh on him, But they all gave 100%. But like James coming on for him, Djukovic on for Hogan, obviously, and Miyoshi coming on for Anderson, and it kind of changed the game, because if you look down here, this is like a match momentum. So in the blue is Leeds, and you can see for the majority of the game, I wouldn't say they was controlling it, but what they was doing was they was looking down a bit more possession than us, and probably. And that's the way that they work this out in the metrics, is how close they're coming to how they're controlling the game, and maybe getting closer to scoring. And then, as you can see, as we make our substitutions here, it starts turning orange. In the what is it? It's in about the. So the first sub there was made in I think it's the 74th minute. But we ended the game like we could have scored a couple, basically. But yeah, all in all, what a great day, man, and really good to see some people I haven't seen for years. So it's really nice to see the people what I've been seeing for the last few years. Some real old faces I haven't seen for 15, 20 years. And everyone just come together, and it was just a great day, man, and what a spectacle as well. The fireworks, the smoke bombs, and who would have thought that, like, the last game of last season to now, what a completely different position we've been in, man. So yeah, it's all good, man. But like I say, if you can like the video, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment on what you thought of the day, if you went to the game, and who your man of the match was, and how was your experience yesterday? Because I just couldn't stop smiling when I got home, man. Watching all the commentary on it on the radio coming home, and then picking it up on Sky Sports, and then watching the AFL show on the night. It was just a great day, man. And long may it continue. But I hope you all have a really good Sunday, man, and keep right on.